Hey everybody, this is Jedd Johnson. I'm joined by Alan Hynek. Once again, this is episode number 10 of This Week in Grip. Hope everybody's having a great time. I want to remind everybody, please make sure to go ahead and like the video, hit the thumbs up icon right below the video. That'll help our show out and help the sport by getting it in front of more people in the search engine on YouTube. And also, don't forget to use the hashtag ThisWeekInGrip when you put up videos online so that we can find your awesome feats even better. Alan, we are on episode 10, my man. How are you doing today, brother?
I'm doing real good. How about you?
We'll let everybody know we tried to convert this thing over to Google Hangouts today and ran into some trouble, so we weren't able to get that done. I think it's going to be cool once we get it transitioned over, once we figure everything out. Once we get the Google Hangouts going, to do some live chats, maybe some call-ins, questions, things like that. So we're looking at that as a big opportunity because I think it's going to help us out in many, many ways. But hopefully that'll be next week. It's not going to be today. But Alan, what's training like, man? What have you been seeing? What's going on?
Oh, things haven't been too bad with what I've been working on, trying to make some progress with certain things. I'm going to be officially attending SJ4, so I'm going to start working on some of that stuff. So real excited to be hitting some of those events. Should be fun.
The earth just shook. There was an earthquake right now from the fact that you're going to be coming out here to the Jersey Shore and wreaking havoc on everybody, dude. That's pretty awesome, man. Awesome to hear it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Finally getting a chance to meet everybody, and it sounds like it should be quite the turnout. Last I saw, there was something like, what was it, 41 people, and that wasn't even the officially updated list. So it's getting bigger every minute. That should be a good time.
That's awesome. Now it really got big with you coming on board. Holy cow! How's your skin tears been? I know you've been having a run of skin tears, but you said last week that you had a pretty good week without skin tears. So how did it hold up this past week?
I did last week, not this week. I ripped my thumb wide open yesterday, so I got to figure that out. It's constantly back and forth. I don't know what it is, and it's almost always on my left hand for some strange reason. It seems the most prone. I saw that someone left a comment below the video last week suggesting like coconut oil for preventing skin tears. So I went out and actually bought some. I haven't taken any yet. I just got it last night. So I'm gonna try that. I don't have a ton of problem with skin tears, but I do get them occasionally, and I've had this one on my left middle finger that I talked about last week. So I wanna try to address it. So I'll report back to you once I've tried it for a few days and let you know how everything goes. Yeah, I'll be curious about that and how you try to incorporate that actually into your diet. You know, if you try to do some bulletproof coffee kind of thing, or what the plan is with that. So. Okay.
That's not a bad idea. I didn't think about that, but that's a pretty good idea. I could certainly try that because
might make it exciting.
Right now I'm just dominating French vanilla creamer. Like they can't keep it stocked at the store. You know, I generally only have two cups a day, but I'm just about at the point now where it's mostly creamer, and I'm seasoning my creamer with coffee. So I might have to try the coconut oil just as a little diversion tactic so I don't consume as much French vanilla.
Right. Yep. I'm a sucker for some of that stuff myself.
Yeah, I can't get enough, basically. I'm not sure how else to describe it. But what's going on in grip, man? What have you seen? What was something that caught your eye?
All right, well, there was just a slight competition addendum here. Joe Musselwhite had just put out, I think it was just yesterday actually, with regards to the grip challenge that he was hosting for the WAA. It sounds like they're also going to be having a women's grip challenge that day as well. Had you seen that at all come through?
Yep, I saw that. It was either this morning or yesterday late when we were actually out to Walmart shopping. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did see that. Yep.
Yeah, that's good. It looks like 3 events. It looks like they're going to have the 2-hand flask, the 2-inch, looks like the Mammoth Grip Tools trilobite handle, and Delmer Carter's anvil horn. It appeared as though they're going to stick with, well, and each feat will be a total weight of 100 pounds. I'm not sure how exactly how they're going to work that one out, but yeah, just tailored to the ladies of the sport. So that'll be a nice addition. Not part of what would be, I guess, the official part of their contest, something on the side, but nonetheless another opportunity to get a lot more people involved. So that's right. a nice add-on for that competition.
Yeah, that's awesome. Of course, we want to get that out there so that everybody hears about it. So if you're in the Texas area and you want to try something out, not only do I have something going on at Big J's FitCon, but Joe's also got that going on for the WAA, and now ladies are involved, and everybody's going to be busy. It's going to be a busy day in grip. There's other stuff going on throughout the nation, and of course, man, it all goes back to spreading the word, spreading the grip gospel. And I thought about something that we could start talking about here every week, and maybe come up with a set of rules for grip sport. And I thought of the first one already, Alan. You want to hear the first rule of grip sport?
Yeah, what you got?
The first rule of grip sport is you tell everyone about grip sport.
Figured you were heading that way. That's an important thing. Yep. I tell you, that's an area I've personally fallen down on. As much as I love this stuff, I definitely don't tell enough people how much I'm into it, and that's something that's going to be changing. So, yeah. I think I at the very least need to be working on that. I'm sure everybody else could improve a little bit too. That's a good rule.
Yeah, well, I was just at a career day thing at my alma mater in Towanda, PA, and this was Friday. And it was the students would come up and they'd ask you questions. And I think they actually had like 10 questions that they were supposed to ask, like a couple to me, a couple to this person, whatever. Nobody asked me any of those questions. I found out about it at the end of the day when it was all done. But, I was talking about my online business and my personal training business and stuff. And basically I was getting people to come over by saying, hey, come squeeze these grippers. And I had a trainer, and I had a number one. So I'd give everybody the trainer first, and it was several hours into this thing before a guy even closed it. I'm sorry. A lot of guys closed the trainer. It was several hours before anybody even closed the number one. And I gave them no instruction. I didn't want to baffle them with science or anything like that. I just wanted to see if they could close it. And finally, around, I want to say 12:30 or 1 o'clock, this kid, Brett Wesneski from Troy, Pennsylvania, ended up closing the number one gripper. And then once he closed it, then 2 other dudes that were standing around at the time were able to close it. So that was pretty cool. And then quite a while after that, at that point, no women had closed the trainer. And then all of a sudden, one lady closed it, and then another one closed it. And there was this one I felt so bad for. She squeezed this gripper at least 50 times, and she had it within probably 2 credit cards of closing so many times, but she just never ended up closing it. But I think 2 ladies and 3 or 4 guys ended up closing the number one. 2 ladies closed the trainer, and then 3 or 4 guys closed the number one. It was pretty cool. So I handed out a bunch of stuff about not only my business, but then I had actually 3 different handouts, and one of them was just grip sport. So I made sure anybody that closed that number one gripper, the guys got the grip sport handout, and if the girls closed the trainer, they got the grip sport handout. So there's going to be some more information. I wanted to share it, but then my wife pointed out that these kids are all underage teens, So I probably need to get like a release or permission at least from parents. So I haven't put anything out about it, but I had a tremendous time. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, did people seem interested? Something they're going to pursue?
Oh, yeah.
Or?
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Well, I mean, I told some of the, like a couple of the kids were like lifter dudes, you know, and they liked lifting and they do it, you know, on a routine basis. And I was like, well, come and check this stuff out, man. And I got some email addresses. I'll be able to follow up with them and stuff. So, yeah, I think it could end up being something. So that's cool. I thought it was awesome, man. It was definitely a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. Because it started out really slow, man, like really slow. Like, you know, a lot of kids don't know what they want to do with their lives. You know, they're only like 8th, 9th grade, so you can't really even blame them. I mean, I didn't know what I wanted to do when I was in 9th grade either. So, but I got the icebreaker going with the grippers. Everybody thought they were pretty cool.
That's a neat age group for that, you know, because a lot of those younger guys, they're indestructible at that point, you know, and they're running around with the heavy bench presses and all this stuff, and you know, they'll look at things like, you know, the blob, for example, and they'll just see, oh, hey, that's 50 pounds. How hard can it be, you know?
Yeah.
And there's just no way it's coming up. So
yeah, it's funny you bring that up because the only thing I was going to take was the blob. I had a like a 2x2 rubber mat and the blob in my car. And I was like, man, this is going to be, like, ridiculous. No one's going to be able to pick this thing up. So I go grab some grippers. So I grabbed a trainer and a one. And that was, like, the best decision that I made all day long because, you know, I lifted it up a couple times and people were like, oh, wow, you know, because they're, like, plopping their hand on it, trying to pick it up, no chance. But and then people were hearing it all over the gym as I would set it down. I would kind of wait until like the last couple of inches to kind of plop it right down, and it was like boom, boom, because we're on a basketball court, man. So like the vibration was going out. It was the tremor in the gym was kind of like the tremor when you announced that you were going to SJ4. It was very, very similar. Yours resonated throughout the entire United States. Mine resonated throughout the entire gym. So quite a bit of parallel there. Yeah,
hilarious.
So a bunch of future grip sport athletes right there. What else? What else, man? Any other new contests that you've seen?
There was the they put the feelers out. It sounds like King Kong is going to be official. I don't know that they've announced, at least made public anyway, the events that are going to be hosted, but that'll be coming up again in October. So
cool.
I'm personally looking forward to that one. Plan on holding another venue.
Cool.
You know, David Horn announced, I saw this on Iron Mind's website, actually. I was looking at one other thing, but it sounds like his Record Breakers event is going to be coming up in September.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got downwind of that or not. Yeah, it's and that's actually a really clever layout. I'm going to just try to read this here, but the September 10th, 2017 at David Horn's Grip Factory in Stafford, England. And it looks like for the events, you choose 3 events from our world's records list. Also, Iron Mind and other company records can be attempted as long as we have the equipment and it is organized well in advance with the company. So that's a really clever layout. That was something I'd kind of personally wanted to do here. I know I had mentioned something like that to Todd Conan one time, but I thought, how awesome would it be when these new companies out there, Barrel Strength or Mammoth Grip Tools or whoever, FBVC, comes out with a new implement that just shows up, the Mammoth Coin, for example. You go and buy it, order it up, get a bunch of guys together locally and just try to get on a leaderboard, Nobody's done it yet, and it'd just be an opportunity to play with something new and everybody could kind of chip in. And this is kind of along those thoughts. So that's a really clever thing. I had no idea that was actually something that he'd been doing through the years. But really neat way of going after it. Yep.
I think I remember seeing it at least one other time. I don't know how long ago it was, but he could have even done it more times than that. There was like a 3-year period with my daughter growing up that I just wasn't able to stay in tune with everything that was going on. But I think it sounds pretty cool too, and I wouldn't mind holding something like that, man. As long as I don't know what kind of, how much time that would take, but I think it sounds pretty fun. And then way, if there's something that someone's been working on in particular, it would give them a perfect opportunity to, to attack whatever record they were gunning for. And I guess, how does that work? I guess that's not like the standard contest where you have like an overall placing or anything, because not everybody might do the same exact events, right?
Right. That's my take on it. Looks like they have a link here. Let's see if I can bring it up. But the it doesn't cover it. No, I'm not seeing anything that really goes into detail on it. But that was my take on it. Was that you literally picked an event and you tried to literally break the record. So if you wanted to, for example, with David Horn's things, if use the hub, for example, whatever it would be for your weight class or whatever is kind of my interpretation. You just go after it, and it doesn't indicate how many attempts you get or anything like that. But just a real clever way to actually go at something, and you can pick specifically what you train for with that in mind. It's not like the other competitions where the events are laid out. You can pick like your gimme event. So the guys like Jerome Blooms out there, for example, could go and he could latch on to the hub or the sub or whatever it was that he feels the best on, and just nail it and go and get even higher on the list than he already is.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, maybe we can arrange like more information on how that kind of contest goes through David, so that we can present that next week or something, because I'd definitely like to hear more about that.
Me too. Yeah. Yep. The link just doesn't lend itself to cover that particular one too much. So yeah, if we could get a hold of him, that'd be ideal.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then you brought up Jerome Broom. Did you see the memes that he put out like a few weeks ago? I've been meaning to talk about this, and we haven't really had time.
I've seen a number of things from him. He puts out the absolute best ones. They're almost kind of animated a little bit.
Yeah.
And he has, yes. I don't know if these are something he's whipping up or somebody's doing for him, but they're really clever. It looks like he's putting a reasonable amount of time into them. Real good stuff.
Yeah, I grabbed them all, and I thought we'd share them in the video. The one, like you said, is all animated. It says the intimacy of the grip competition, an arena quite unlike any other, and that's totally true.
Nailed it.
And it's got him doing a one-hand pinch on the Euro, and then just feet from him, like literally 3 feet from his hands, are like 10 people around in a semicircle, judging and watching and taking notes and stuff as he's going through the lift.
Yeah, I really like that. I thought he nailed it. That was a good way of doing that.
Yep. He put out another one which was really awesome. This is another one of his animated ones. That moment when you face the challenge and you conquer it. Which I can only who knows what lift it is, but this looks to be like a live shot, maybe taken with a camera or from a video still shot, and then he's put this filter over it and this these designs, whatever you call it. I don't even know the artistry. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And you can see there's some dude like clapping in the background, but everybody else is kind of like just a mannequin. But he's going nuts, which so often when you accomplish something, you're definitely the most excited person in the room. So I've been there before.
Yeah.
And then I found one, grip. It is not just in the fingers. And he's doing his, it looks like maybe the training penny that he has. I'm not quite sure. But he's got it all locked out there. So yeah, those are pretty cool. It inspired me to put out my own meme this week. Did you see that?
I might want to refresh my memory. I might have seen it.
It was okay. So I put out. I took a picture of my hand holding one of my little foam grippers, like a store-bought gripper. Yeah, tag a friend who can't close this gripper.
I saw who you tagged. Yeah, that was good stuff.
Yeah. I, of course, tagged Luke, my training partner, and Buck Apley that used to train here quite a bit until he moved to New Jersey. So I also, who else I tagged was Ryback Reeves. You know who that is?
No, I don't.
It's
I've never heard of him.
He's probably like the biggest, most jacked pro wrestler from WWE. He left the company at the end of 2016, so he hasn't been there in a while. So you have to follow in line, but he's put up posts doing some gripper training every once in a while. So I tagged him as well. I don't know how well he took it. I also follow the Iron Sheik, so I tagged the Iron Sheik. You got to know the Iron Sheik, man.
I'm familiar with that name. Yep. Okay. I've got to bone up
right.
on my wrestling a bit, though, I'll admit.
Yeah, gee whiz, man. He's the master of the Persian clubs, dude. He would swing the clubs and challenge someone like Sting or Tony Atlas or somebody like that to swing them, and they would never be able to do it. So
nice.
Might as well hand them a gripper because they're probably not going to close that either. What else is going on, man? You're always able to find such good things, and they slip right past me. So what else is going on?
All right. So in Iron Mind news, remember a while back we talked about that Graham Bryce from New Zealand. He was the guy that got on GHP's list for smashing the GHP 7. Well, he just went and inserted the COC3.
Oh,
let me see
awesome.
if I can try to get back to this here. Yep, that was just, they're not indicating a date that I'm seeing. Looks like March 13th is when the picture was posted. So, cool. Good feat for him. Got a picture of autographed picture of Richard Soren in the background and wearing a Soren X, one of those Pops mustache shirts. Yeah. He's clearly a fan of some things over here stateside. But
cool.
Yeah, on to the next biggest thing for him. He seems to be sticking with it. I don't know if he's on the grip board at all or not. I don't know that I've seen him brought up other than the GHP thing, but seems to be into it. So good for him. One more guy making it on the list.
Yeah, congratulations. I still haven't been able to do it, so my hat's off to him. That's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, you see some of these grippers nowadays. They seem to be coming in even a little harder than some of the old ones. A lot of number 3s coming in the 160 range even. So that's it's getting harder and harder.
More commonplace.
Yeah. Yep. So
wow.
Yep.
Well,
should become even
that's
more.
What you got to deal with. Got to be ready for it. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, before we get too far out of the contest, I announced that I was going to be doing a Syracuse Iron Hands contest, and that's going to be modified quite a bit. So that's not going to be a regular contest now. That's going to be more along the lines of come up and try this, and if you complete it, then you win a prize. So it's going to be more along the lines of a much less formal contest, sort of like how Jared's running his contest out in Washington or whatever. Where's he at? Oregon?
Oregon,
North Dakota? Oregon, yeah. So, it's going to be a little bit different. And then, but I still have the FitCon coming up next week, and that's still going to be contest format. So hope to meet people. Come on up and give this stuff a try, brother. What else? What else, Alan?
You won in Syracuse? Is that you're just going with some fixed weights and stuff? Is that the idea? And everybody kind of that's the theory there. I remember Gil Goodman did that. Did that event a while back at some expo up his way, where he kind of showcased all of this stuff. But there was specific weights. I think he had kind of like a light lift and then a heavier lift that people would hit. Is that the concept there? You'd have 50 pounds on a wrist wrench or something like that, just the same weight, everybody's pulling the same thing, or?
Maybe. I'm thinking we might even only have one or two events, like maybe a gripper and a pinch block hold, something that small, and then make them endurance events so that they're not over, in just one shot. And we'll see who ends up being King and Queen of the Hill or something like that, because it's called the Syracuse Man Show, but I don't know what the history is on that, but there's I'm teaming up for an arm wrestling tournament, so there's women arm wrestlers as well. So we're looking to try to do it the night before the contest, and give them something to do during that Friday night thing. And we figured the chances of someone coming up and actually trying a full grip contest when they don't even know what grip is going to be pretty slim, but they might come up and try one or two things and just give it their all. So that's what we're going to roll with. Yep.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay. Neat. So, in FBBC news, now I don't know, did you see Chris Andrade? It looks like I don't know if he submitted the video, but it looked like he went after a bastard cert. It just came through on YouTube.
Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't see
okay.
it. It didn't come up on my subscriptions. No.
Oh, yeah,
He's up?
Just this last week, he posted one up there. That was the heading of the video was bastard cert. Showed him wrapping it up. He flattened it out, and I mean, looked like he nailed it. It made the measurements. So I would imagine we'd be seeing something shortly. So
cool.
Yeah, not sure how long he's been working on it or anything like that. I know we had a discussion recently where it sounded like he was going to try to get back into some bending. So it looked like that's a good way to get started in it. So good for him.
Yeah, fantastic. Getting right into it. All right.
Yeah.
Good job, Chris. Any other certs?
Those were the only ones that I had seen outside of the grip board. It looks like your 120 hex lift made it on the list. That got all the required votes.
Sweet.
Dan Fleming's, he's got a 45 plate hub with 5 pounds added. Up for vote right now. So, and but those were the most recent things that I had seen, unless something had escaped me. But kind of a slow week on some of the other things. Not quite as much as we're used to seeing.
Well, the Northeast got hammered pretty hard by a nor'easter blizzard. We got like 26 inches of snow out here. So, I mean, I was destroyed on Tuesday. I got a little work in, but it wasn't very, very much. And I know Luke spent 3.5 hours shoveling his truck out from where he lives. Like, his driveway is like 100 yards long. And then he's got to wrap back around to get up to the road. So that sounded like a lot of fun. So I didn't see him last week. Yeah.
That's we didn't get that. They've been taking it weather-wise. Hasn't been too miserable here in Wisconsin. Lots of ups and downs with the temperature, though. I'm ready for it to get in the 60s and stay up there for a while, rather than 60 one day and 10 degrees the next. But hopefully, hopefully we get there soon.
Yeah, I honestly wonder if I could actually get out onto a pond right now and ice fish, because it got so darn cold for so long. And then, as I get my hopes up, then it's 50 degrees and we lose like 8 inches of our snow. So who knows? Who knows?
Right.
There's just not supposed to be any ice fishing for napalm this fishing year. That's all there is to it.
Yep.
So why don't we take a break and do the U-Ha watch, brother?
Okay. All right.
So, as I don't know if you saw, but buddy U-Ha Harju got he was back in the hospital for something. I really don't know what it was, but I'm sure you must have seen the pictures.
I did. Yep. Looked like he was having, I don't know, looked like he had an IV in.
Yeah.
It's a little hard to make out the specifics, but back in the hospital nonetheless. So, not good.
Yeah. I did see that he put up a video rolling with what looked to be like 180 pounds, and he was doing it with gloves on. Did you see this?
I missed that one. Well, that's awesome.
Now, I can only assume it was, it came up as a new video, so I can only assume that it was, a recent video and not something that he re-uploaded or something from the past. But, it looked to be, pretty recent. I had asked him on Instagram if it was 180 pounds, because it looked like 445s on there. But they also look like they might have been rubber coated, so it might have been lighter. I'm not sure, and if he responded, I didn't see it. So I'm not sure, but it looked, that's a very impressive lift. That's really good. So, it's nice to see that his strength is still there. He's maintaining the strength. But man, hate to see him in the hospital. So hopefully he's on the mend from whatever this round of medical issues was.
Yeah, back-to-back things like that. That's quite a bit. So hopefully he takes it easy a little longer and kind of eases back into some things. Hate to see him down like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And then you know who else I wanted to highlight this week, man? And he's not a grip guy or anything, but if everybody's on Facebook, you got to look up this guy Andrew Falzon, or Falzon, Falzone maybe. This guy got hit with Parkinson's at age 24, and he occasionally goes into bouts of deep depression, he says. And talk about an inspiration. He just was able to finally get back to jumping rope and was able to skip the rope 10 times in a row. He was just able to press, or rather clean and jerk, a 24-kilo kettlebell. And you can see, man, it takes like so much effort and concentration for him to complete those tasks, but he's doing it, man. So, man, what an inspiration. I love seeing stories like that. I don't know if you're familiar with this cat, but
no, I was just trying to look him up, as a matter of fact. I'm not actually able to find him for some reason.
Sometimes the Facebook searching is really pathetic. Like you can't find who you're looking for. You know, I've searched for people, and I know they're on Facebook and they don't show up. So I don't know what the deal is there, but holy cow, I was like, it was like 10 o'clock last night, and I saw this, and I was like, man, I got to get downstairs and do something. I wanted to go down and train again. But man, so awesome. I don't know if that fellow will end up hearing this, but he inspired me.
Yeah, well, good for him. Good for him. Glad he's feeling better and able to do some of these things. Nice.
Yeah. Yep. He's getting into it, brother. Awesome. What else, buddy? What else have you seen?
All right. So, we had talked. Well, I don't know if we'd mentioned it. We were talking about feats of the week at one point recently, and I had one that I thought would be a good candidate just because I hadn't seen anybody else do something near as impressive as this. But Dan Fleming had a flask pull-up. It was body weight with 24.1 pounds added. That's some impressive stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, I guarantee I can't do that because I can't pinch my body weight on the flask. So that is really amazing. Yep. Yeah. Well, good for him. I don't know if you'd seen anything out there like that. I know Adam Glass he's getting right up there with some of his stuff too. He just had a flask one-hand pinch thing, but he was using Stronger Grips coin pinch as kind of an offhand assist sort of thing, and which I thought was a really clever way of trying to train that and progress onto the one-arm chin-up with the flask. But yeah, that was cool. I just thought that was a pretty awesome lift.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I forgot to think about that. I need to get that into my notes. I would say for me, from what I've seen, it would be a toss-up either between Juha's, if that's 180 added onto a Rolling Thunder and he's doing it with gloves on, either that or this fellow that I've mentioned a few times in the past, Robert Jedd. He aided, as in the number 8, broke a deck of cards with 8 pieces, and the deck was a set of Hoyles, which in my experience has been a very solid deck of cards. So basically what you do there is you rip the deck of cards in half, you take both halves, and you rip them in half, so now you have quarters. And then he took the quarters and ripped them all in half, so you end up with one deck that's ripped in 8 pieces, and it's all identical pieces. And I think he said that he didn't lose any of the cards, which means like none of the cards like split and fell off. So it was the legit 52 to 56 cards that comes in the whole entire deck of cards, totally split into 8 pieces. I think he was at like a workshop with Dennis Rogers when he did it. I know he had one here recently, so I don't know if they took place at exactly the same time or what, but that is really impressive. I think at the height of my card tearing, I think I may have quartered a deck of bicycle cards one time, like quartered the whole entire deck to make it 4 pieces, and I never went beyond that. I just couldn't seem to grip onto the cards enough to get them broken, and usually just squeezing onto the halves to make them into quarters is hard enough for me. So that was like blow me away as far as impressive wise. That was crazy.
I saw that picture myself. Right. I can't imagine being able to once you've gotten it ripped down that far, you really don't have much to even hang on to anymore. All your leverage, any leverage you would have had is long gone. And to be able to shred it like that, no, I saw.
And it's probably something that took them like 20 minutes or more. I wouldn't be surprised if it took them that long, because it's not like ripping the first rip through the deck of cards where once you get it started, then you make an adjustment and you can usually pop the whole way through it. With everything else is like painstaking and really, really hurts as you're doing it. So, man, just blows my mind away. 8. Wow.
Yeah, that's something. Had you seen anybody else done that before? I know, cards used to be Adam Glass's huge thing, but I don't remember seeing any videos like that of ripping them.
I don't know. I'm sure people have done it. Like I'm sure I wouldn't put it past Dennis Rogers to have done it. Pat Povolitis. There's a gentleman, St. Vincent, and his first name is escaping me right now. He's another good guy. He's also real good at bending coins. Man, I can't remember his first name. I apologize for not being able to remember his name, but his last name is St. Vincent, and he's a good featist. So those are some names that come to mind. But as far as like specifically having seen pictures put up that they did it, no, I can't really point to anyone. But those would be at the top of my list of candidates.
Okay, cool.
Do you keep an eye on the Musselwhite Museum at all?
Here and there.
Yeah.
He puts a lot of stuff out. I've seen a lot of different things recently. What did you get downwind of?
Well, one of the things that I saw was these 3 grippers that a guy named Lee Thomas brought over to a practice recently. And he measured them up. He says, I did the initial measurement and a brief amount of reading hastily from charts he had archived. But today, whatever day, he started over to make certain of what he had. And they ended up being 3 Iron Mine grippers, a 1, a 2, and a 3 from late 1989. And he says, I was falsely thinking the handles should have been smooth black steel with no knurling, and the springs are all being black. But, in fact, the handles were knurled in that year. So, like, he's really got this stuff dialed down as far as, like, the variations and stuff like that. And he says, here's a pic of the grippers about to be on display in the Grip Museum. These are still rare, relatively speaking, and ones I didn't previously have in the museum. So I know he's coming close to 500 grippers in that museum of his.
Yeah, it's, boy, he posted something recently. I thought it was quite a bit more than that for some reason.
Well, maybe he's up over 500. Maybe I didn't see a post and he's up over 500. He was only like 3 away. When I remember him talking about this, he was at like 497.
Okay, yeah, that could be then. He mentioned specifically being like 3 grippers away from his target number. So we'll probably think about the same thing then. Yeah.
I've sent him 2 things for the museum. One was like a legit gripper, like a torsion spring gripper. The other thing was like a grip testing device, like a grip training device. But I don't know if he considers it in that total of grippers. But like, that kind of stuff is just going to be like shuffled away, lost, and forgotten here at my place. So I was like, I'm going to send this to him so that it actually, people look at it and talk about it, and it's not just a forgotten piece,
Right. Yeah, did you see the other grippers that someone had posted those? I think it was in the Grip Strength group on Facebook. There were some really, I don't know,
the ones that were like
300s
and 350s.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Did you see Joe figured out what they were?
Okay, perfect. I figured he would chime in. Okay.
Yep.
I didn't see
he figured out what they were. Let me see if I grabbed a blurb, because I grabbed a few. I guess I didn't, but they ended up being Ronnie Coleman strongman grippers or whatever they're called. But they're
really?
Ronnie Coleman. Yeah, and I guess like when he was marketing those, he actually went through a few different manufacturers, so there was some variation in what they looked like. But when I saw the blurb that it said it had like 300, 350, and 400 on the handles, I was like, oh, heavy grips. Or
right, that was the direction I was headed too.
Something. Yeah, but no, the print was totally different.
They looked really well made. They looked like very nice grippers. The stamping was nice. They were. Yeah. They just looked like really high quality grippers. I guess. I'm just surprised. I would have figured that would have been, I guess, just something. I'm really interested now in who made it for him then.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't think that Joe went into detail on who the actual manufacturers were or anything like that, but apparently, there's in limited amounts there are those grippers out there, but they're rare enough that I didn't know what the heck they were.
Yeah, nice. Curious what they actually rate at.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, I reached out to Jim Stepani, Senior.
Oh, okay. About William Norwood
Challenge.
Yep.
I'm sorry. What?
Was it about? Were you inquiring about that William Norwood that we were talking about last time?
Nope, I didn't want to intrude on your lifting partner. I didn't want to get in on that, so I left that well enough alone. I didn't want to influence him in any way because I knew that you were going to romance him. No, I just I wanted to find out more details about what was featured at the Arnold Classic this year for the concrete challenge, and he said that there was a small 61-pound fat bell with a regular fat grips on it, and then a large 83-pound with an extreme fat grips. There was a Slater stone that weighed 46 pounds with an 8-inch rod and a 3-inch iron mine hub, and then there was a Slater stone with 91 pounds mounted with an anvil horn that weighed a total of 95 pounds. And there's a couple pictures I found of Jim Stepani and also Brad Ardrey lifting that anvil horn stone. So that looked pretty cool. And then I even got a list of the people who completed each feat and the reps and stuff like that. So I won't read them all, but I'll go ahead and put up like a post showing the like who got what, and then maybe people will end up seeing their name. I also, he says that the anvil horn on the Slater stone is really tough. You can't tip the horn like on a regular anvil, so it's a straight up grip the whole way. And then he says that we should give it a try by attaching the horn Luke has to one of our stones. So we might have to give that a try. And then that's about it. That's pretty much everything. So I've got a couple pictures there and got a little bit of information about what was going on at the Arnold this year since I wasn't able to make it.
Cool. What is Jim Stepani's connection to grip? So that's the challenge that he hosts there at for the concrete booth. I've heard the name. Yeah. I know he does that, but what's the connection between, I guess, him, concrete, and those particular challenges that he does? Do you know?
That's a good question. I don't know if I know the answer.
Okay.
I just know that I know that he was there in 2015, and I know that he represents the company at several of the expos. I think I know at least 2 and maybe 3 that he does every year. So I don't know. I don't know how he got involved with it. I don't know what his background is as far as like his business background. Like maybe he used to work in supplements in some other way, or I know he's I believe he used to be in the Navy. I know he definitely was a serviceman of some sort. But beyond that, I'm not really sure, dude. Not sure.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yep. All right. Fair enough.
I'll see if I can find out though eventually.
All right.
Yeah. What other oh, dude, I got to tell you about this. Dude, this is like the craziest coincidence ever. Remember how last year I was like, pain does not exist in your basement, does it? No, sensei, saying the stuff from Karate Kid. Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but there was a bunch of Karate Kid references. So my my Facebook friend Wayne Kiefer. I think that's how it's pronounced. He's an arm wrestler, but he actually bought one of our inch dumbbells here a few months back, and I saw like immediately after the call or like the next day, he and his daughter went somewhere and ended up running into, guess who? Guess who he ran into?
Oh, what was his name? Martin Cove, I suppose.
Who's that? Is that the actor?
John Kreese. Yes.
Yes, dude. Sensei Kreese. He ran into Sensei Kreese at some like martial arts thing, and then he also ran into Johnny.
No kidding.
Yeah, dude. Yes, man. They both looked like
they were together.
Johnny looked. They were together at the same appearance. Yeah, man. It was some kind of martial arts thing or meet and greet. I'm not sure, but dude, Sensei Kreese has the old Cobra Kai shirt on, and it's got the fist from the tournament that was on the mats and stuff on the breast, and then you see the Cobra here, and then there's something else on the side that you can't quite make out. But yeah, dude, I asked him, dude, I was like, tell me you handed him a gripper to see what they could close, but he said no, he didn't have one. But he and his daughter got to meet him, man. Johnny looks just like he did in the movie, and he was in another movie called Just One of the Guys. I don't know if you remember that from the 80s.
I do think I know the movie that you're talking about. Yeah, is that where the
girl changes schools and she pretends to be a guy, and
yes.
She starts liking this dude named Rick, and then he gets in a fight with, it's basically Johnny from Karate Kid. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I think
Isn't that awesome?
I think he was even in like a Friends episode or something like that too. Once upon a time, I could be wrong about that.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
He was in some sitcoms. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in a few movies. I think I just saw him in something not too long ago, and I was like, wow, that's him. Holy cow! Yeah, dude. Way to know the actor's name, because I had no idea what the actor's name. I was like, who the heck are you talking about? But, good job.
Yeah,
you make up for not knowing who Ryback is. Good job.
Yeah. I saw something about those guys from the Karate Kid. There's a few of them. I think they live on like the same cul-de-sac or something in some town.
Oh, really?
Like Johnny and two other guys. Yeah, they're practically like next door neighbors. It's kind of strange, but
when I first started watching Strongman on ESPN, I saw Sven Carlson, and of course he's the guy. I don't know if you know him, but he's the guy he had like the bleach blonde hair, and I thought he was from the Karate Kid. Because there was a dude on that Cobra Kai team. I don't know the character's name, but he had the bleach blonde hair.
I know who you're talking about.
I was like, holy cow! I didn't know Sven Carlson was in that movie. Yeah, dude.
That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, I watched that movie over and over again when I was a kid. Yeah, that was my favorite for years.
Yep. I think we had it on DVR at one point, but it got deleted, so I just replaced that the other day with Ghostbusters 2. So I've been going through that. I've been going through that a little bit every night. Hell yeah. What else, dude? What else is going on in the world of grip?
All right, so a couple nice gripper closes out there. It looks like Jedd is getting back into fine form. I don't know if you caught the 190 RGC MM5 replica that he hit. He just put up a video. I saw that on. Oh, okay. It was on Facebook. Yeah, yep. Saw it on Facebook. I'm pretty sure, and then he had it on the grip board too. But yep, the day after a not so good training, it sounds like he went in and dominated that thing. So he's getting back to being his old self after coming off that biceps injury. Yeah. Boy, what was that? Almost year and a half, 2 years ago now, almost. So,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
it's been a while, and before that, he had a lot of problems with his feet, his ankles, I think. So
yes. He's
had to deal with a lot of stuff too. The ankles don't affect your grippers too much, but it's been something where if it was Axel in an event, he had to choose whether or not he actually wanted to do it because he was having so much trouble actually putting weight on that ankle. So
right,
yeah.
right, yep. No, it's good to see him. Good to see him getting back at it. So,
Yep.
And Morgan Choi just had a couple of nice closes out there too. He did he TNS'd a 3.5 for a double. This showed up I think it was just was it yesterday or today? But it was a 172 3.5. So you don't see people doing that every day. So
he actually asked me to put up his the vote for that feat, and I didn't get to it, so I got to get that up there here pretty soon. He's gonna think I'm avoiding him, but I just I wasn't able to. I think I was at the thing Friday or someplace else on my phone and wasn't able to do it, so I got to do that.
No, he was close to a triple on it, but boy, you got to run out of gas fast when you hit something like that.
Sure. Yeah.
Good for him. You know, I don't know if you saw this one from your buddy Eirik. He posted. He had an axle lift. It was about a 195 kilogram axle lift, and in the same video, and I couldn't tell, but he did a clean and press of a 68 kilogram dumbbell, and I couldn't tell if that was a thick-handled dumbbell or not. We didn't quite get the angle on the video. I didn't know if you saw that. I don't think I saw that video. Oh, okay. Well, nonetheless, it was a solid clean and press, regardless of the thick handle. But I just thought, geez, you know, if he's I know you mentioned when he was down for your competition, you thought he was close to or would be a candidate for cleaning the inch. Yeah. So that's that's definitely getting there.
He'll definitely end up doing it eventually. There's no doubt about it. I don't know what the timetable would be because I don't know what kind of availability he has to dedicate to that feat, but it's definitely something he'll end up getting.
Sure. Yeah. No, he made this, you know, that's about 150 pounds, but he made it look easy. So I'd say it's out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Did you see James Fuller was on a tear this like past week, 10 days?
I saw a couple of good ones.
Yeah. Did you see the double rim pinch that he did with the 10s?
Oh, no, that one I missed.
Okay, so he had two 10-pound plates, and they were like kind of thicker 10-pound plates. But the rims were thin, but the actual thickness of the plates were kind of thick. But what he did is he had the two plates side by side, and then he pinched them kind of, I think it was like a key pinch or maybe just a fingertip pinch. I'm not sure. But he pinched them together and lifted them. He broke them off the ground a few inches. And not only did he do it with 10s, but he had like a couple 1-pound weights added onto them for additional leverage. It was pretty cool. I think he did that one time when he was down here training. We worked on it a little bit, and it was hard. And he had a couple 10s in this video that I don't have 10s like that. I don't know what kind of 10s they were, but it looked like it was pretty hard feat. His thumbs are getting strong from all that hub work he's doing.
Yeah, he definitely has some monstrous hubs going on. He had another one. What was it? Was it the 220 kilogram pinch? And then
yep.
Oh, it was one other one. What was that? Was it it was a 100-pound plate, right?
Yes. Yeah, it was a 100-pound Dan Laurie plate. And it's kind of it's not a, you know, it's got like features to it, like indentations, so you can get your fingers in there, but it's still a very, very hard lift. It's not like pure pinching, but it's a very, very hard grip feat for sure. Yeah, that was on.
Yeah, it looks like a fingertips kind of thing. Yeah, no, that was a.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of stuff. I see him working on the inch. I thought he'd be really close with that. It looks like that's in the future. He's finally getting a little bit of air on. It's good to see he's working on it. So he picked that up not too long ago, did he?
Yeah, like picked it up as in bought it.
As in bought it, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I'd say like maybe a year, maybe a little longer than a year.
Okay.
But he's got like kind of like short fingers, kind of like stubby fingers. So he has trouble like getting his hands all the way around the inch. So, you know, like many people, he's got like a tough grip to work with on that. So it's going to be a little bit longer, but I I mean, he's doing a lot of grip, so I hope he continues to put up videos of his progress, because that was something, being able to hop that back bell like that was something that he was not able to do the last time he was here.
Right. Yeah, up until recently, I've only recently been seeing a lot of his videos, but I was under the impression, that the only grip that he was actually working on was just the stuff when he came down and did some of your competitions. But it looks like it's a pretty big part of his diet these days. So it's good for him. He's definitely hitting it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's gotten a taste of success with the hubs, so now he's really running with it. He's got that momentum. So if he's able to tie a couple data points together and get some progress on the bench dumbbell, I think he'll start accelerating on that as well.
Yeah. Nice. No, I like watching his stuff. A lot of variety there.
Yeah. Variety and humor. Did you see his honorable hub challenge?
Oh, I did. That was hysterical. Yep. That was hysterical.
Yeah, dude.
Well thought out and put together. That was a really good one. So is he...
Johnson, you say in this week of grip, I avoid you. I will come see you. I will challenge you. You at your weakest lift challenge me. The only bigger surprise is finding out Chuck Norris's real name is Carlos. Google it. Much like pressure from far away. Pressure here. Pressure there. I will put pressure on you, Johnson-san. I will drive 9 hours. I will come down. I don't need bamboo. I don't need kimono. I can compete old school, new school. It doesn't matter, Johnson-san. What matters is I will be teacher. You will be student. Class will be in session all day long. Don't be late.
Was that in a literal sense, though? Does he intend to come down and have a little bit of a hub off with you? Is that the idea, or was that just...
I hope so. I don't know. I'm not sure. We haven't talked at all since
haven't ironed it out
since then or before it. So because I was so disturbed after the video was done that I wasn't sure if I was supposed to talk to him or not. If I was supposed to avoid him.
I don't know how he kept a straight face through like almost the whole thing.
It's skills, man. It's just another set of skills that he has that you and I don't have. So yeah.
Nice. Good. I like seeing some of that rivalry sort of stuff we got going on. That's good stuff.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Couple past coaching clients of mine put up a few feats this week. I know you saw Pat Burke put a demonstration on with his new blob.
Nailed the blob. Yep, I did see that one. Yep, that was a legit lift. Yep, no question.
Yeah.
And literally a newer one. That looked to be in quite good shape. So yep, good for him.
Yep, he smashed out. He went out there and dominated at Jedd's thing a couple weeks ago, and then picked up a blob. He figuratively picked it up, as in he bought it, and he literally picked it up, and he dominated that too. So, and then the other dude that I was going to highlight was Rick Geis, with the card tear that he put up from a few weeks ago, which I was going to post, and then, or I was going to mention here. And then he did, did you see he did 21 double rolling thunder pull-ups?
No, I missed that. I caught some of
21, dude. Yeah, 21.
Oh.
What's the record, 27 maybe?
I think so, yeah. That's nipping on the heels right there. Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, so... And he had them hanging, I don't know if this factors in there or not, but he had them hanging from like some straps or whatever. And the straps were kind of long. So they weren't just directly carabiner to a pull-up bar. So I don't know if that matters at all. It seems like when you're hanging from the strap, there might be more like laxity involved, and you might like not be able to get as much, good force of pull through those? I don't know, but I'd be interested in seeing if he could top that number right away just by attaching to something that's a little bit more sturdy. Who knows?
Right. Yeah. Boy, 21, that's amazing. If I did 21, it'd be like 7 sets of 3 or something like that. So that's good stuff, seeing people able to hammer them out continuously like that.
Yep. I was going to say the exact same thing. Yeah, exactly. Very impressive.
Nice. What was his name? You said Rick Yeezy?
Rick Geis. Rick Geis. G-E-I-S-E. Yeah.
G-E-I-S-E.
It's either G-E-I or G-I-E, but yeah, that's what it is. You call him pretty much anything you want to, as long as it's not late for dinner, brother.
Is he on Instagram? Is that where you found that, or?
I only know of him being on Facebook with any kind of regularity.
Okay.
I know he has a YouTube channel that's I believe it's called Taekwondo Kid, because I think he's a past martial artist.
Oh, okay.
But he's also done kettlebell bending. He's red nail certified. I think he's done club work before. Tremendous amount of body weight feats like dragon flags, muscle ups, and things along those lines.
Oh, so he's got a real foundation there. Okay.
Oh yeah, and ripped. He's like maybe mid-40s, but he's ripped right to the bone, man. Just right to the bone. Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to follow him. That's something. Anybody's got that kind of thick-handled stuff in them. Yeah, that's some good material.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Cool.
Let's see,
dude, I'm looking down through my list, man. I just got bled dry. I just got bled out. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm just about there too. The things I had left were Brian Hunsacker posted and this was just, well, I shouldn't say just, this was an Oli bar deadlift, but it was double overhand. It was 565 pounds for with a hold. So I thought that was impressive, because that is rather grip specific when you're dealing with that kind of weight, pulling it double overhand.
Absolutely.
And with that hold. So that's nice. I know that's something that I definitely can't do. So I thought that was good, seeing people kind of show us that side of it too. And
and he kind of made an argument like, why in the heck is this not in every grip contest? So it actually has been in grip contests before. There was in particular, there was a grip bash that Eric Milfeld ran back in 2004 that had a double overhand deadlift, and it had a first two fingers deadlift in it, I believe. So it has been contested in grip contests, just not, it never caught on as something that it just never caught on. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. All right. Yeah.
But yeah, that's freaky. That's freaky numbers, dude. What did you say? 570?
565. Yeah. Yep. And made it look
awesome.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yep. And
for sure,
Ricardo Magni's posted a few things lately too. I don't know if these were some custom implements he had made, but apparently there's such a thing as a Dub Hub XL. I take it as from Barrel Strength Systems, just a larger version of the Dub Hub.
Oh, I thought
that
not
was
sure
cool.
if I saw that or not.
Something I haven't personally put my hands on. I don't know what he pulled on. I think it was a pretty stout number, if I'm not mistaken. But he is just lots of diversity there with the things he's working on. Different hubs, different everything constantly. So that's a neat approach to training, I suppose. Keeps things constantly guessing. So good for him.
Yeah.
That's I wish I could do that and keep the PRs coming. It seems like every time he steps in the gym, he's hitting something nice. So, but yeah, I thought that was cool. I gotta track down some of those different size hubs. Those look like a lot of fun.
And he's racking up more fist pumps, dude. That's what I like to see. The kind of fist pump where it looks like he's trying to pound a nail into a piece of board with the edge of his fist. Love it.
Yep. Well, yeah, it looks like that's it for me.
Cool. I got somebody you got to follow on Instagram real quick here, Alan. Let me make sure that I've got his name right. Let me just put it into the search just to make sure that I messed it up. Let me see. His name is Zach. Let me see if I can find it by... Okay, I got it. His name is Zach Kirchner. You got to check this dude out, man. This is one of the strongest kettlebell guys that I know of. The weights that he puts up are insane. You don't see... I don't see anybody, especially in the United States, working on kettlebell numbers like he does. The dude is strong, and he just got one of the worst callus tears that I've ever seen in my life because he was... Now listen to this. This is the results of 150-pound, 68-kilogram bell, one-handed swings by 10 each side, back-to-back. So he's dealing with 150-pound kettlebells, 132s, and basically working his way down from there. This guy, so admittedly, I have not been real hardcore buried in the kettlebell culture for quite some time, but this guy does kettlebell work like I've never seen anybody do. And essentially, instead of it always being one consistent motion, one consistent flow through the entire chain of exercises that he does, he will pause at the top and bottom, reset, totally kill his momentum, and then have to start it all up again. And I can't even imagine, just must be incredibly strong in all of these positions because he pauses in each one of these angles, all these statures. He's got to be strong in all of them. So he's an absolute freak. And if anybody wants to follow somebody that is really strong on kettlebells, this guy gets the nod, man, because I just don't see anybody on a routine basis working with kettlebells this big. It's just awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking at this guy showing a forearm and upper arm shot, and yeah, this guy looks like he'd be quite the grip competitor too.
Dude, I would absolutely love to see what he could do in grip. Oh, geez, dude. Yeah, look at the arm there.
Isn't that terrible?
It looks like he stole a picture off my site, man.
That is ridiculous.
No. Yeah, there's way too much veinage. I had the dimmer on. I'm sorry. That's not definitely not my arm. Yeah dude.
203-pound kettlebell swings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clubs.
Nice.
He's doing dip work. He's got rings. In the background, he's got the Metolius rock rings. He's got the softball pull-ups. I don't know what he does as far as grip. I don't recall ever seeing a gripper video from him or anything like that. One-arm push-ups, towel pull-ups, things like that he's done. I'm sure he could do just fine once he learned. And I don't know how big he is. I don't know his height or anything. No fat on his body.
No,
so he must eat really serious. He's got this flag in the background with the anchor on the bottom of a diamond or something like that. Is that for the Navy, bro?
Well, I'm trying to see that here.
It's in the background of a lot of his pictures.
No, I'm actually not familiar with that flag.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be what's the other one where they call the people out to help people in the water? Coast Guard. Could be Coast Guard too, but I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So follow him if you're in the kettlebells and really strong dudes and have some clubs around.
Yeah.
Oh, and what it is and I don't think I ever gave his. It's ZRAWKIRCH. It's Zach Kirchner. Z-Raw Kirch. So, and home gym dude. I mean, it looks like he dropped one of his kettlebells and broke the damn floor there, man.
I saw that. He's got quite the assortment of kettlebells too. Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, dude.
Cool. Definitely on my list now.
And that puts the exclamation on it for me, dude. I'll just remind everybody real quick that the first rule in grip sport is you tell everyone about grip sport. And that's it for me, Alan.
All right. Okay. Well, I guess that wraps up episode 10 then. We're still looking for some content so we can do the video grip feature of the week. We hadn't seen anything come through in the contents yet, or in the comments yet. So if anybody wants to add to that.
There was one, Alan. There was one.
What'd you find?
Dude, it was a comment. It was a comment that got shuffled into the spam, and I had to approve it today. It was it was unbelievable. You'll never believe this. So you got to go on YouTube and you got to search word for word here, Mission Impossible 2 Rock Climb 2. And Climb 2 is all one word. And it's got Tom Cruise doing the most insane rock climbing that you've ever seen. And it's so out of this world, never going to happen, freaky, crazy, impossible, that you're going to have a duck when you see it, man. It's just insane.
Nice. I am going to look that one up. Okay.
Yeah, look that up. Look that up, dude. It's not quite as insane as Chuck Norris stopping the saw blade with a pinch grip, but it's pretty close. It's right there. Right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I got to look at that comment and see who brought that up. Awesome. I'm glad we got one.
Yeah.
So perfect.
Yep. I'm glad you brought that up, but yeah, everybody continue doing that because I love watching this stuff, man. I want to make a whole playlist of this stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, so thanks for listening, everybody. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. Comment with anything else you'd like to see. Give us some other ideas. And we'll be back next week with even more.